The Last Place You Look, by Louisa Scarr. Butler and West, Book 1. Read by David Wayman. For Dan and Charlie. Prologue. In his dreams, he's always back there, standing by the side of the road. His wet clothes stick to his skin, the cold seeps through to his core, rain running down his face. But he doesn't notice. The car is at an angle. 2 tires off the tarmac, the passenger door open, and it's on fire. He can smell the petrol, feel the heat of the flames on his skin. Resilient, determined, arching up furiously to the darkened sky despite the downpour. There is no one else around. He knows he needs to leave now, but he is rigid, frozen to the spot. His body is shaking violently, the adrenaline is fading and the pain is creeping in, across his chest, down his left arm, hanging useless at his side. He takes a step backwards, his shoes sinking into the mud, smoke stings his eyes. The figure in the driver's seat moves, but he makes no effort to try and help them. He's just watching them burn. Part 1. 1. Friday. The house looks suburban, dull even, Robin thinks as he pulls up outside. Carefully tended hedges, a square of green lawn, a cheerful flower bed scattered with red and pink blooms. It looks so boringly normal that he wonders if he has the right place and checks the details again. 56, Wellington Crescent, he reads. Criminal damage, possible GBH. He looks at the house. Sure enough, the front window is smashed, the glass broken into a tight spider web. A hole in the middle. A detective, let alone a detective sergeant, wouldn't normally be called out to a deployment like this, but it's been a busy night. The PCs on response and patrol, all out in town breaking up early fights. He notes the cars parked outside, 2 in the driveway, another one blocking them in. An expensive Range Rover, an old Renault Clio with L plates, and a Ford Fiesta. It's anyone's guess who, or what, he's going to find inside. He gets out of his own battered Volvo, then smooths down his clothes, shirt crumpled from a long day at the station, and a trace of 5 o'clock shadow on his chin. He's hungry, not had a chance to grab anything since lunch, and wonders how long this is going to take. Quick statement, few photographs, then stop at the Indian on the way home. He's already thinking of chicken curry and onion bhajis as he walks past the cars and rings the doorbell. As he does so, he notices a pineapple sitting on the doorstep and squints at it, confused, until the door is answered by an older woman in a turquoise Chinese-style silk robe and fluffy slippers. He holds up his warrant card. Mrs. Franklin? DS Robin Butler. I'm here about the window. She stares at him. I was expecting a woman, she says at last. They said they were sending a woman. She frowns and waits, as if expecting him to change gender in front of her eyes. Sorry, Robin replies. I could get them to send someone else, he starts, but she opens the door wide. It's fine. Let's get this over and done with. The house is dim, lights on low, candles flickering in corners. It's unnaturally hot, and Robin takes his jacket off, draping it over his arm. Most people have already left, Mrs. Franklin says, as she shows him into the living room. Nobody wanted to stick around once we called the police. Emma's through here. And you were hosting a... He pauses, not sure how to describe what this particular gathering might have been. He spots a bowl in the middle of a table, full of condoms in square foil wrappers, and can't help but stare at the large blue vibrator in full view on the mantelpiece. It's a stark contrast to the framed school photographs on the wall. Party? He finishes. Just a few friends having drinks, she says, but Robin can guess. She sees him looking. It's all legal, all consensual, she snaps. He nods and turns his attention to the woman sitting on the sofa. She's also wearing a dressing gown, but an old off-white toweling one, her legs and feet bare, head down, holding a tea towel against her forehead. It's stained red. He sits next to her, a respectful distance away. Emma? She looks up. Her face is caked in dried blood where it's poured from the cut on her forehead. "You were the one hit with the rock?" he asks gently. "Yeah, I was." She points to another sofa next to the window. "Lying there," she says, looking away from him again. "Can I see?" She takes a tea towel away from her head, and instantly the cut starts bleeding again. Robin frowns in sympathy. "The paramedics are on their way. You're going to need that looked at. You feel okay to answer a few questions now?" "Sure." Mrs. Franklin hovers close by. Her anger when Robin arrived has dissipated, and now she watches over them, her hand fluttering round her face. "Did you hear anything before the rock came through the window?" Robin asks. "Footsteps? Shouting?" "No, nothing," Emma replies. "Just smashing glass. The music was loud, though, so I'm not sure I would have noticed." "And did anyone else see?" "No, we were all busy." "And your partner, was he—" Robin changes tack and opts for a gender-neutral term. "Were they okay?" "He was fine. He's gone now." "Okay," is all he can think to say in response. "Do you mind if I take a few photos?" he asks Mrs. Franklin, "to record the scene." She nods, somewhat reluctantly, then leaves as the doorbell rings again. Robin slowly goes round taking photos on his phone. Half-full drinks abandoned on the table, lipstick marks on the rims. An array of what Robin can only describe as sex aids, tubes of lube, interestingly shaped cones, plastic beads. Robin can't help but wonder about hygiene. Are they shared or individual? Then pushes the thought out of his mind. The paramedic arrives in his recognizable green and immediately attends to Emma, bag by his side. Like Robin, he doesn't bat an eyelid. He must have seen it all. Robin puts plastic gloves on, collected in preparedness from the stash in the boot of his car, then picks a condom out of the bowl on the table. They seem custom-made. "Select Events" written on the front in gold lettering. "You can keep it if you like," Mrs. Franklin says, appearing behind him. He quickly drops it back in the bowl. "And the rock?" he asks her. "More like a brick," she says, pointing to a large lump of red concrete sitting on the mantelpiece next to something large, metallic, and rocket ship-shaped that makes Robin clench internally. "Sorry," she finishes. "I realise now we shouldn't have picked it up." "It's fine. Where was it?" She points to a corner of the room, and Robin goes across, bending down. A scattering of brick dust marks where it fell, plus, just poking out from behind a table leg, a piece of folded-up paper and a broken elastic band. Robin picks the note up with two gloved fingers, opening it out. It's a sheet of lined A4, 2 holes down the left-hand side, as if taken from a notepad. "Slut," it says, in blue pen, large capitals across the middle. Robin snaps a few photos, then takes a plastic evidence bag out of his pocket and puts the note inside. He records the information on the label in biro, then does the same with the rock. "Any idea who might have written this?" Robin says, turning and showing the message to Mrs. Franklin. Her hand immediately flies to her mouth. Her face goes pale. She shakes her head quickly. How dare he?" she stutters. "Mrs. Franklin," Robin said slowly, "what do you know?" She looks at him for a moment, her eyes wide, then gestures towards a door. Robin follows her out and down a hallway. As they walk, Robin notices more photographs on the wall, family shots, Mrs. Franklin, an older man, a small boy growing taller as the photographs progress through time. They reach a kitchen. It's brightly lit, with uneaten food lying on platters. Glasses are laid out, bottles of spirits and wine next to them. "Mrs. Franklin," Robin tries again. "What exactly do you do here?" She pulls out a chair and slumps into it. "I'm sure you can guess," she sighs, reaching for the closest bottle of wine and pouring herself a large serving. Robin sits down slowly. "You're a swingers club?" "Yes, although I'm not sure we will be again after tonight. A rock through the window puts people off." "I'm sure." Robin waits as she takes a large swig from her glass. "Who wrote the note, Mrs. Franklin?" She looks at him, eyes pleading. "Can you just forget you came here tonight? I'm not sure. Please.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?